Hello everyone, and welcome to my first garden tour. This is Minnie. I can't sit on the ground without her wanting to join in everything, but I am in Central Texas, Zone 8B, and it's actually a beautiful day today. It's about 70 degrees, but you wouldn't believe that it was 32 degrees last night. So, wow, Minnie, you really... Okay. She wants to be the star. So it was very cold last night. I might have to move. But it's been cold the last 2 nights. I think it was our last cold snap, but I think it's warming up and I'm excited to get started. So I thought I would do a garden tour just to see where we're at. It's March 12th. So, all right. Okay. Okay, I might have to redo this. But anyways, it's March 12th, and the low today was 32 and the high was 70. So yeah, that's Texas gardening for you. If you've never been to Central Texas, the weather is crazy, but yeah, so I have a lot of things already planted out, and I just brought my seedlings out to get some sun and get a little sturdier. My goal this year in the garden is to try to start as much from seed as possible. I did buy some starts already, so not everything is going to be from seed, but it's something that's new for me, so I'm giving myself some time. And I don't have a great seed setup. That's kind of my next year goal, is to get a good seed setup going. So this is my first spring in this garden. We moved into this house in October. It's a rental property, so I've put a lot of work into it since October, and I'm excited about where the garden is right now. And yeah, I'm super excited for spring. I'm just like ready to get going. I will tell you guys, I'm not the best planner, so I will plan things, but then I'll draw out the plan and I'm like, okay, this is how many tomatoes I need for each square foot and everything like that. But then when when it gets down to it, I'll just stick stuff wherever I feel like at the moment. So I'm not the best at planning, so you'll see that in a minute. But yeah, so I've got some raised garden beds I'm going to show you. I've got some containers I'm going to show you. I've got, exciting stuff. I just wanted to document it, but I won't talk too much. But I'm going to take you through the garden and show you what's going on. So this is the main setup. This bed I had at our apartment. We used to live in an apartment, so some of this stuff came from there, and that bed was one of them. I really love that bed. If you live in an apartment or condo or something, I really like those because it give you the feel of actually gardening in a raised bed or a garden. But of course, you can't have that in an urban setting all the time. So yeah, we'll start over here. And first thing I have are some blueberry bushes, and I had these last year and they're getting a lot of buds. This one doesn't have as many, but this guy is just getting these beautiful pink buds on it. And I was worried about these blueberry bushes because of course my nails are dirty because I was digging in the dirt. So I was worried about these because they lost all their leaves, and I was like, are they supposed to do that? But yes, it's fine, they're coming back. And then this one I added to the collection this year. It's just a little bare roots one. And then actually really quick, I'll show you, I have a fig cutting over here that I'm trying to get rooted, and then I have 2 bare root raspberries as well that seem to be doing well. They haven't put out any growth yet, but they are in there. The roots are going, I can tell. So, and then another goal I have in my garden is to try to have as many kind of native pollinator plants as possible. So this is a salvia plant, or autumn sage some people call it, and I have 2 of these, and they put out these really beautiful red flowers kind of in the fall, in the autumn. So they're a nice perennial that's native to this area. And then I have some oregano from last year, which is doing good. The leaves are crazy. I try to pick them out because they have weed seeds, but yeah. And then I also have rosemary from last year. That is just going crazy. And then I have another native type of flower. I can't remember the name, but it's a purple flower. And then, sorry, my backyard's kind of a disaster. I have a toddler, so there's like toys everywhere and stuff. But this is another one of those salvias, and then mint coming back from last year. And this sage, I started from seed. I don't know what it is about me and sage. I just cannot get it going. I've tried hydroponics, I've tried in soil, I've tried in the garden, beds, I've tried in pots. I don't know. Sage doesn't like me, so I'm hoping this one will keep going. But yeah, so I'm excited that mint came back. We'll move on to this raised bed here. I have some strawberries from last year, and then around the edges here I planted bare root strawberries. I think I planted 20 and 2 came up. So we have one there and one there, and one pack that had 10, I was like pretty sure they were rotted when I got them. So I honestly overplanted because I pretty much knew 10 of them weren't going to come up, but I got 2 of them, so that's something. And then I'm not sure, this might be it, but it might also be a weed seed. I don't know. But it's been over a month, so. And then this is broccoli, and this is kale, and they might need to be spaced out a little more once they kind of get bigger, but we'll see. I'm not sure how big. These are the kale. This is a blue leaf kale, I believe it's called. I'll put it on the screen if I can't remember. I grow this in my arrow garden all the time, and I love it. It got a little sad from the freeze, I think. but yeah, I love this kale. It's like a flat leaf kale, and I really like that. It's kind of like a dinosaur kale, but when it gets even bigger, the veins are like very purple and blue. It's very pretty. So, and then coming around to this garden bed, we have more kind of cool season crops in here. We have to get those going really early here because it just gets so hot so fast. So I have all my onions. I have a little experiment of in the ground here versus grow bags. Just curious. They all seem to be doing pretty well. It seems like, I don't know, I can't really tell which one is doing better, but I probably put too many in each grow bag. But I like small onions, like just for my personal like cooking preferences. I don't really like to cut up huge onions, and I like to be able to like use the whole onion in a dish, so I probably won't let these get like super big. But yeah, so those are all onions. And then this is lemon balm that I had in a pot, and I decided to stick it in here just to see how it did. I love lemon balm, so I'm totally okay if it kind of takes over, because I believe it is part of the mint family. Sorry, I'm a mom, so I'm like constantly like working and picking at things and stuff. But yeah, I hope, last year this got huge and bushy, and I used it all the time for tea, and I dried it, and I'm hoping for that again. So I'm totally okay if this takes up quite a bit of space in this bed. And then we've got more kale and broccoli. I think most of these are actually broccolis. So that's exciting. And then my 2 trellises that I recently built, they are made with like a fencing material. I can link it all below if anyone's interested, or I can do like another video of how I made it. I didn't do the cattle panel trellises like a lot of people do, mostly because I didn't have a vehicle to transport the cattle panel in, because you do need like a truck, and it's kind of a lot. It seemed like a lot, so I decided to do this. And this fencing, it comes in a roll, so I had to use these PVC pipes to keep it supported. So it's not as pretty, it's like not as aesthetic as the cattle panel ones, but I think once it's got, you know, cucumbers all over it and green beans, I think it's gonna look great. So so yeah, I planted green beans here. None of them have come up yet. And then I've got some peas on this one, sweet green peas on that one, and they did get a little leggy. So like I said, I don't have the greatest seed starting setup, so a lot of my seedlings got leggy. So we're working on troubleshooting. And then I did cave and buy some strawberry plants. We love strawberries, and one of my goals is to just try to grow things that I have a hard time finding in plastic, because I'm really trying to not buy as much in plastic, and berries are definitely one of them. That's why we have the blueberries and the raspberries and the strawberries. So just trying to have some things like that I have a hard time finding without plastic, if that makes sense. So and then I am airing out all my seedlings, and some of these, this is a mixture of store-bought and started from seed. So all the cucumbers I started from seed. They are like ready to go. They like really want to get going, but they look healthy, I think. So they're very nice and green. And then I'll show you my funny sad tomatoes. So here is a tomato that I started from seed, and yeah, it's a little thin and leggy, but it also hasn't been outside, so I'm hoping it being in the wind is gonna help it. And I have 3 that are like this, and I've got this cucumber falling down on it. Let me just untangle. I just brought these out so that I didn't really look at them. Okay, so I've got 3 of those tomatoes like that, and then here is my store-bought. Here's my store-bought one. So yeah, it's definitely, I was getting worried, and I wanted to buy the store-bought ones while they were small so that I could, you know, get a good price and everything. So I know this is obviously a different variety, but yeah, my ones from seed just do not look as good. And I know that I left them in the very small seed pods for far too long, and that's why they got this purple color, this nutrient deficiency. But the new leaves are green, so I'm really hoping that once I get them in the ground, and I can, you know, plant them up. So with tomatoes, they have these little kind of fuzzy on the what is this called, the stalk, and those will actually turn into roots, so you can bury tomatoes like pretty far up the stem, which you can't do with a lot of seeds. So that can help with like the legginess. So I'm really hoping those pull through. But I've got a bunch of different varieties of tomatoes. Most of these are from the Natural Gardener, which is a place here in Austin. So I've got cucumbers, I've got a bunch of different tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. I really like Roma tomatoes because I make a lot of sauces and things like that with them. And then I've got some more fun ones, and then I also got a bunch of peppers, poblano peppers, just bell peppers. I got a few hot peppers, I think, shishito. I have a jalapeno, but this tomato seedling is like killing it. Look at that. That's from the Natural Gardener, which is here in Austin, which I like to support local, but these ones are not. These are from, I mean, they're from Texas apparently, but they're from HEB, which is like a grocery store. So I like to support local stuff as much as possible. But sometimes like I go to the grocery store and I see these seedlings for like $1 and I'm like, okay, I'll do it, fine. But yeah, so, oops, sorry. So I'm excited to get these in the ground. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will get these in the ground. And then I've got a few more things going on here. These are some flowers. I'm pretty sure they're echinacea. I need to do the little seed ID. I started a bunch of flower seeds and not all of them did anything. So, and I didn't label them because I'm smart like that. And then this is nasturtium. This nasturtium just died in the freeze. Sorry, little guy. This one looks like it might make it. I accidentally turned my seedling lights off for 3 days, 4 days maybe. I don't know. I didn't realize they were unplugged and they got very yellow. They weren't getting enough light. That one's like a very yellow. But I'm going to start more nasturtium seeds as well. They're a great organic pest control because the pests like to go to those instead of other plants. I also just really like the flowers on those, and the leaves. They're like little lily pads. I don't know, I just think they're really cute. So I think these are red nasturtiums. So I'm also really bad at like remembering specific names of plants, so yeah, I'll probably have to do a lot of, oh, let me put that on the screen because I have no idea what the name is, but I'm working on it. And then these are sweet peas. So sweet pea, the flower, I'm excited about those. They're like a very like British thing, I think, and I always see like all the British gardeners like, oh, got my sweet peas, so I'm trying that out. And that's pretty much it for that bed. tomatoes are gonna go over here. Probably gonna put cucumbers here. I actually wanted to put cucumbers here, but what I realized is this bed has potatoes in it, and it doesn't look like much is going on, but it's because I buried all of the greens because it was gonna freeze. So I buried all of the greens so that they wouldn't die off. Like you can see, that one's kind of popping back up. I've got weeds, but this is all potatoes, and you shouldn't mix potatoes with cucumbers. So I'm not gonna put my cucumbers here. I think I'll probably do green beans here. And that's all for my kind of main garden area. It looks really nice right now because it has the green in it. I'm like super excited to see that out here. It's like, wow, it gives me hope that my garden will be green soon and not all brown. So the last thing I want to show you is this kind of funny bed that I made. So we have a big like property. This is like all land that we can use. It's very big, and we have like all of this, and this is all kind of native stuff, and it's really nice and big, but I don't really want to lug water out here so much, so I decided to make one bed out here and just see how it goes this season, if I'm like not wanting to lug water out here. So we'll see. But I know this bed looks so hilarious because I did the no dig method, and I didn't want to buy wood, or I was just being lazy. I don't really like going to Home Depot. I know I'm like the worst gardener because you have to like to go to the hardware store, right? But I don't like it. But my husband found this wood on the side of the road, I think, or maybe it was from when they trimmed our trees. I don't know. But we got this wood, and I was like, oh, let me just use that to like keep the dirt in, because this is a no dig bed. So there's actually cardboard underneath here that's breaking down and keeping the weeds from coming up. And then I've topped it with compost and soil and like bagged soil and things like that. So this is like newly established, so we'll see how it goes. What I put in here is actually watermelons on this side and pumpkins on this side. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of an experiment. We'll see how it goes because I don't know if it's enough space for the watermelons and pumpkins, but I'm hoping something will happen. And I just planted them a couple days ago, so nothing's come up yet, but I'm excited about it. I love watermelon, and I really hope I can grow it. Yeah, that's it for my garden tour for today. I have more stuff in the front yard. I'm doing like pollinator garden in the front yard with a bunch of different flowers that seeds that my dad gave me from his garden. And some of them are starting to pop up, but it's really not that exciting. It's just like tiny little seedlings. So I will show that probably like what's going on in my 2 front garden beds. And then I also have a few trees, but I'll show that in the next video because it's really not that exciting right now. But I just wanted to document that, just document my garden. That's the main goal of this, is just to see my progress and just kind of see how it goes and learn new things. I love watching other people's garden tours, so I thought I would share mine, and that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, I would love to hear about them. I would love to hear about your garden and what you're growing this year. So yeah, that's all. I hope you have a good day.